Let's have fun with that. And it's inspiring. It's like a friendly type of like, all right, and you're supportive. So yeah, I love it.
I think that maybe you mean like we're like sparring partners,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I'm
And
not
that's what I want to.
competitive.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
And I am work like Gina gave me some tips after that. She was like, you need to be more concise and prepare people for how long. Like she's good at what she does.
Hmm.
Um, and I just feel blessed. Preston,
And
what's
that's
going on
good.
in your life? Talk to us. Ask Bill. Ask Kinga. If you want to come on, ask. We'd love to like talk to anybody. Well, not anybody, but the right people, right?
Yeah. Who's Preston? Do you know Preston?
I don't. So one of the things that we both love is meeting the people.
That's right.
So, you know, why not just show up
Right. Right.
and go ahead. Over to you, Kinga.
Oh,
Tired of talking. I've heard myself in the past.
well, I don't know if Preston is on LinkedIn, but we were just recapping because you just did your breaking news with Gina Ballerin. Is that I think how you say her last name? And it was really great. So I think you can catch up on that right on YouTube. So you've probably already uploaded that, and she wrote a book called The Secret Army. Is that what it's I think called?
Yes.
Yeah. And I just think she's an awesome person. Like she just her energy is amazing and her advice is really good. So you were kind of sharing with me that she gave you some advice and you were talking about you mentioned that we were competitive and I was like, no, you're not.
Well,
Or at least I'm not competitive.
I have to work on my communication skills. And I do kind of say, like, no, seriously, I do things, I do say things like, oh, I was mad at, Melissa today. I wasn't really mad at her. I was like, I didn't want to be pushed and she pushed me. So it's not really, I'm not mad. I'm just like, okay. But that's why I love her. And that's why I love people like you, because we were able to discuss things and we're able to push things where I need to work. What I need to work on are things like being succinct and not saying competitive, but saying we're sparring partners. The other thing
Well,
that I want to work on, honey, that I want to thank you for is what you just did. So you just told me that um, you have reviewed her profile and you knew what book she wrote. And one of the things that Kinga has been teaching me about myself is that I need to start doing deep dives on people. And I have neglected that. And it sends the wrong message to the people that I care about. So with that, I want to say thank you and over to you, Kinga.
well, what one? I think that what we have in common that I actually am okay with and I accept about myself, and so therefore I accept it about you, is that you use things like, oh, I was mad at her. I think that our dramatization sometimes
I love the way you say ours. I'll accept it this time. Go ahead.
it is it is a personality trait, right?
Yeah.
And oftentimes I use it as a form of my own we talk about wanting to hi I want to get a point across, right? And what better way to kind of wake people up sometimes? So it's situational, right? And if I'm trying to kind of get people to pay attention to something and I feel like they're not necessarily paying attention, I will be overly dramatic to kind of wake up the situation. And if you get to know me, then and you want to take the time to get to know me, then you'll know that I'm being dramatic and I'll even explain it and so I think that some of it is cultural like taking the time and giving forgiveness and learning grace and that kind of stuff and that we have to be able to give that to each other. So,
Absolutely. Over to you, coach.
I love that, and I 100% agree, Kinga, that we all need a wake up call, and we all need more people in our life who are willing to do it. In fact, I just recorded an episode about accountability
Mhm.
and how valuable it is to give someone direct permission. Like, hey, if you see me drifting off, call me out.
Yeah. Yeah. And Kinga, you do that, by the way, and I love it. Like, in the middle of me talking, she's like, "We are not competing," and remember, she says that her and I are both kinda dramatic. So when I say she said, "We're not competing," that's how I read it in my head. That's not that's really you can't
Well,
really interpret, tone via
well, there are 2 exclamation points, so
yes.
that's fair.
That's right.
That's fair.
Um,
Sure.
so one of the things, Sean, I wanna make sure that I'm doing is especially because 'cause we're part of a very small, close-knit community. We follow each other and we support each other, right? I wanna take that over to Substack, and I think that we can succeed better as a unit and understanding we're not competing with each other, we're supporting each other. Um, and that's why I'm inviting you on because I want people to know you. I want people to understand who you are, and we're both growing, right? We're both new to this. So, over to you. I'm gonna run and
Okay.
wash my hands again while you guys talk. Woohoo!
Well, and I say competition schmompetition, right?
Okay.
Yeah. I was like, "What does that mean?"
That word isn't in my vocabulary. It's not in my realm of thinking because I know I'm not the voice for everybody,
Right.
but I
Right.
am the voice for somebody.
Yeah.
One of my mentors told me one time, by not speaking up and sharing your story every chance you get, you're not disrespecting yourself. You're disrespecting that person who is dying to hear your words.
Mhm. I agree. I totally agree.
100.
Yeah.
100.
Yes.
And my favorite quote, a rising tide lifts all the boats.
Absolutely.
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 There we go.
Yeah.
Um, one of the, one of the things, especially with Substack, that Kinga said right before we went on is, I said, "Hey, do you wanna go live? I'm about to run over, just like I just said, and wash my hands." And she said, "No, I'll wait for you. It's your show." And to me, UBU Live is supposed to be our platform. And hiya, Jax. Oh, you can speak?
I didn't want to speak over you and I interrupted you anyway. I was
Oh,
trying to
no.
be subtle.
That's
We're all like,
wait, wait,
"Hi.
wait.
Hi."
Have you sent over your subtleness to Aaron yet? Since you're still gonna holding up stuff, did you send it over to Aaron?
No, I didn't send it over to Aaron.
What?
It's
Why
been
don't you write it
it,
now?
it's
Hey,
been in
Aaron.
sync, Bill.
You could do it
Hey,
right now.
Aaron.
We'll do that clip. We'll send it
Yeah.
over to him. Let's all three get ours.
I already did mine.
I know, we can do it here. No? Okay.
I've sent mine in.
See what I mean? She's such an overachiever.
I won that competition.
Yeah, you did. I won. Hold on. I won.
Nice.
No more shrinking.
That's great.
I thought about that one today because you had some of us
You
shrink
have homework to do.
still come.
Do you have homework to do?
Me?
Yes, your sign.
Oh, do you have homework to do?
No, I'm asking you.
Me?
It's
Yes,
asking you, Bill.
If I have homework to do, what do you mean?
your sign. You just made Sean do it, right?
Right, I already have mine.
Oh, you sent yours in.
Aaron has like 15 different versions of it. He just needs to ask me which one he wants. Because we've done it like how many times, Kinga?
Like, did you put the word no?
See, guys, we're different than what you see when we're doing like a breaking news segment. Like we actually have a little bit of personality sometimes, and I am not always right, and it kind of upsets me a little bit.
I'm precise. It's not about right. It's precise. I just need to be precise.
John, we need help here. Like, we need someone to coach us through this conversation.
Sounds like something I had 2 guest connect calls for people that are going to be on the podcast. And great calls, by the way. One is a business coach who is coaching business owners, CEOs, entrepreneurs to bust through ceilings. They're self-imposed ceilings, which is a lot of what I'm all about, right? Is your limits are all up here. And he was talking about one of the people he's working with, very successful roofer. He does these specialized roofs on commercial buildings, and he gets paid very handsomely for putting the roofs on. But one of his values, because this coach said, and I'm the same way, values is where we got to start. Those are the cornerstones. If you're going to build anything else, you got to know what are the cornerstones. Because otherwise, and they got to be your values, not inherited or adopted, your values.
Yeah.
But he said the guy's value is perfection. And I'm like, okay. He's like, and he does it very well.
Perfection?
Perfection. Not really a value that I would list, but
Okay.
I'm kind of stuck on that too.
I am about excellence. No, I'm if this was the PA meeting, I'd be like, hi, I'm Sean. And I used to.
Hey, Curtis. We invited you, Curtis, and I will always support you, but I'm only allowed 3 people at a time. But everybody.
Your house, Bill.
Huh?
You need a bigger house.
They do. But everybody, I really want this action. And Sean, King and I have been really, really trying to drill this in people. Your likes are fantastic. Your you subscribing, that's an action. You joining, that's an action. You reposting, that's an action. So I'm calling everyone out there to say, right now, I want you guys, Curtis Brooks, The Huddle, subscribe, follow him. He is phenomenal. I love the man. While you're there, subscribe to me, subscribe to Coach Shawn Michael, and subscribe to King God. Vida.
Thank you for saying it correctly.
Thank you. And
That's amazing.
You saw that I stopped for a second, and I'm like, all right, do it.
I don't think I even had to.
I'm glad you said it, because every time I'm like, okay, I need to actually be around when somebody says her name or she says her name. I'm not totally sure. I had some estimations.
It's Vida like vitamin.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
And that was great because it's a word association that made it easy for me.
Glad it helped.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry. And Kinga means warrior.
Yeah, it's like, I need to look it up again. It's like something like bravery in war or something. Yeah.
Sean, is it late for you? Because I know that you said that
it's 5:30.
So you're up until another 30 minutes, right? 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, 7:00 Central, because right now I'm in Central.
Okay. Got it.
We don't move.
We do. Unfortunately. How are things in Guatemala right now?
It's been a little cool because we've had a lot of wind, but cool like Florida cool, not like Chicago cool.
Right, right.
New York cool.
Yeah, I'm cold right now.
Jackie's cracking up. She just said Bill's lips are not moving with the video. For me, which is kind of fun.
She said, what?
Did you see Jackie's comment?
I can't see anything because
It says Bill's lips are not moving with the video, which for me, which is kind of fun to watch.
Good. At
I
least
guess
at least we're bringing joy to somebody out there,
that's
right?
right. That's right.
And, every time I see that, I go way back the old kung fu movies.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're good at that.
You really
You're
were.
good at that. I couldn't do that.
I think we found a lane for you, coach.
I know. I know. Mike's here too. Hey, hi, Mike.
Hey, Mike. We are building our own little Substack community out here. Again, you guys subscribe to us.
I looked it up. You recalled it correctly. It says bravery and war, or of noble kin.
Totally, Sean. So Sean's, you can
Thank
hear
you.
Sean and he's synced up, but I'm not. Still, Jackie, is that still the case?
You're synced for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's just say
Okay, so Sean, you're gonna have to do that again for everybody because I think our new guests have missed your reenactment. And that was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. So he's doing kung fu fighting without where you're out of sync.
You don't leave now.
That was the worst. Like going. That's why I like the unscripted because I first take. Otherwise, when I try to replicate it, it's always like not as great.
It was. We'll have to watch it on the replay. It was fantastic. I would have A+.
The new person, Juliana.
What did he say?
New person joined.
Hi, Juliana. You could call him out.
She's one of, we're connected on Substack. We've been connected for a while. She is a bilingual mom life. So she shares a lot of content about teaching your kids Spanish.
Okay.
And some English. So
very cool. Yes, thank you.
Gracias.
I think that's fantastic. And the other thing that I want to make sure of is that people feel included. So as people scroll by, and I can't see, guys, I'm about to go I'm about to go wipe my glasses off because it's very, very blurry right now. But as it come up like Mike and everything else. Oh, thank you, Mike.
What is that? Those cam?
I think because I have a new ring light and in it, and so the lighting is different than it's over there. Oh, Sean is back on track.
This
This is
cam.
a fun conversation because I'm not following it. So hold on, I'm gonna watch. You guys got.
I used to be able to do that. I can't anymore. Oh well. Testing our settings.
I never used to be able to do it, but now I can.
I think it has more to do with the computer settings, maybe. I don't know.
It is. Like I actually can turn them on and off. So
okay.
Turn what on and off?
The hearts. How he can do the heart.
Oh. Like that?
Got special powers. Did you know you can make it rain and stuff?
On here?
Only the heart seems to be working. I'm not sure.
You should be able to try to make it rain harder.
What are you talking about? I think Kinga tried to make me look stupid. Wait, how did you do that? How are you doing this?
It's in the computer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I got my new machine out of customs after 4 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
Wait. So that's not a part of the app? That's your computer?
That's my computer doing that.
Yeah, apples.
Wait, did you just say it or does it wait? I'm so confused, Kinga. Like, is he you have to press something or you say it or you make doing this? And I'm like thinking
you're supposed to be able to do this.
Uh-huh.
There it is.
You look like you're doing something under your desk to make it happen now. There's a setting. There's a setting.
or you can manually fire it.
So Mike is saying that my smile is radiant. Thank you, Mike. I really appreciate that.
Wait,
Shadow's like, what?
since when do we spell my as Kinga?
Basically, I I I I
Yeah.
I I have my own little narrative that I
Okay.
create in my head. So, what do you think about the dream big thing? And I've been struggling with that for a few days. So,
The dream?
had dream big. So, I often hear people say this, and Sean, you might have said it too. I'm not looking for, I'm not looking to grow. I'm not looking to take over the world, or I'm only looking for two or three things a day. And I'm like, well, that's great, but I'm a person who builds uh, critical mass, and then I attract. So my thing is meaning instead of me pushing things out there to people, in this moment, what's occurring is YouTube's taking care of itself, and now I'm focusing on Substack. And how is that working? It's because I focus on YouTube. I already focus on LinkedIn, right?
Okay.
Those two things, when I go on, it's just like boom, 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 boom.
Right.
You and I sat here for an hour. 2 hours, I think. We had what, 4 people or 2 people? And she was like, I don't know if you probably didn't see it, but she was like, "Is anybody out there?" I think we're talking to ourselves. So now I'm intentionally focusing on Substack, but I am not limiting myself. I'm not gonna ever say that I only want like 5 people, because the further my reach, the more effective I can be to help other people obtain their goals, right? And it's not about being, again, in competition, because that's what you wanna do for you, and what you wanna do for you is great, but I aspire to shatter my goals from yesterday, and I always wanna be better, and that means 2 things that I look at. The first one is not the number of followers I have, because I only have 900 followers on YouTube, but 46,000 people visited my channel, right? So that means that you build it, they will come. There's something out there that I'm doing that is spidering out, and people don't always subscribe, right? So my reach is good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but I'm still keeping that community. So the 900, right? That's my community. The 40, whatever, that's my audience. And I'm trying to pull the audience in more so that they feel a part of a community. That makes no sense.
So no, it does make sense. Well, one, I think, it's kind of that flywheel effect, right? There where you're building off of one thing and then we kind of just like continue to
Yeah.
spin off of things and each other. So Jackie, bye. Sorry, I have to leave for the fun. Thank you for coming. Um and that we can, like Crystal came the other day and then and I'm meeting your friend. So there's that. And then also having all the different platforms and you know I literally have logged into into Substack. I think this is my third time, even just logging in. And so I don't even know what to do beyond that. Like I sat there and I just waited for something to pop up where you tell me to join. Otherwise, I didn't know what to do. So we start to learn and get used to things because our friends pull us into it. And then I think we can start connecting too, because like right now, I don't even think I don't know if this is, maybe I'll get the videos, but then do I put it onto YouTube and then would we be connected on YouTube? Like, I don't even know that yet, but eventually we start figuring that stuff out. And that's how, and then would the three of us start to be connected on YouTube? And then, what if we did something on LinkedIn or if we started to restream and that kind of stuff? So yeah, it starts to really build and you start to understand like how much it grows. And then where's the overlap in topics? And if you start thinking about like mind mapping And, Sean talked about values, and you start thinking about like, okay, well, what value systems do we have that kind of have that cross section, and what topics? Is it always like kind of leadership, or, and that's how I think we start really opening doors for each other, because, and finding opportunities of that creative momentum too, because it's like, oh, well, here it'll be a great project, but we're just missing this one skill set. Oh, well, within this network, we have that. So I just think that that's when we start really lighting up and going, there's so many opportunities to solve problems that we didn't think we had before.
Just to layer on that, and I'm gonna go over to you, Sean, but just to layer on that, to me it's important because we have such a small group of us that are from LinkedIn that are on Substack. If we could all really just support each other, that in itself. Remember, we're a community. We're not each other's audience. We are a part of the same business unit. So why aren't we supporting each other? Why aren't we helping each other grow? And why aren't we like I don't know if you noticed, but Sean, I'm like on your videos every time you put one out.
Noted.
And it's just who I am. Kinga pointed something out, and I want to share this on it, and I'm going to do it for right now to you. But Kinga said, a lot of times people say, "Hey, when you say, hey, let's collaborate," what other people might think is, "I want your network, or I want access to your network," and I don't need access to your network. I just want to make sure that you guys, that all of us, if I can succeed, or if I'm doing better, or sorry, Kinga, you're right, not better, but if my numbers are great or good,
Mhm.
why aren't I sharing those resources with you and with you? It could only benefit. So I'm looking to help the rising tide uplift everybody without any expectation.
I should clarify why that came up.
Yes, I know you. I know better. I saw your eyes when I said it, and I didn't mean that. Communication. Am I right?
Um, there are some very specific things that have happened that are extremely predatory, and that's why that's come up. And I am very protective of people around predatory situations. So that's where that particular thing came up. That had absolutely nothing to do with any of the communities that you wouldn't have any knowledge of.
Yeah.
So yeah, and so I do think that we need awareness in some of these situations where there's data scraping.
Mm.
There's literally data scraping that's happening, and I posted about this probably it's been over a year or so, where I was trying to warn people around some data scraping that was happening. Anyway. So I'm into like a lot of data privacy and that kind of stuff too.
Yeah. I understand. I get
Mhm.
it. But you can take what you want, or you can leave whatever you want behind. I'll
Yeah.
defer to you. Also, go ahead, Sean.
Well, and I hear what Kinga's saying. You do have to be aware, especially because you're on the internet and there's people doing not nice things with your information, the things you share. Now, I look at it from the perspective, be aware and take precautions. Like I live in Guatemala, and one of the first questions I get is, why Guatemala? That's an easy story. We came here, we loved it, we stayed. Pretty clear. Weather, people, nature. I mean, there's not what's not to love. But it's Latin America. It's in the drug corridor. So the next question always goes, well, is it safe? Yes and no.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't care, Mac OS. I'm wiping an old computer and it's talking to me right now.
Understood.
I don't know why. But so certain zones are extremely dangerous. If you're hanging around the wrong people, you're in danger. So do I hide in my house like, oh, I'm afraid to go outside? No. I go walking, I go to the city. I even drive at night, which some people would say is a little crazy, which it is, because not just because of crime, because you see cars and motorcycles that have no taillights, none. Or people crossing a highway where people are driving at 40 plus miles an hour in dark clothing
Yeah.
or walking beside. So I try to avoid driving at night just because peace of mind. And I know where the bad neighborhoods are. I know to be aware of my surroundings, and I don't run around wearing, real Ray-Bans and Gucci bags and, things like that, because here that screams money and you're an easy target.
Right.
But am I worried about my son going out in my neighborhood and playing? No, he says, Dad, I'm going to the conchas, which is the basketball court or football court. Hey, have fun. Come back when the sun comes down is the same rule I had.
Yeah.
Or my wife going to the city for 2 nights. I'm not worried about it. So yes, it is about awareness. At the same time, I would add to that, yes, let's be open. Let's be welcome. But as far as guests on my podcast, I am guarded.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
People reach out and they're like, let's collaborate. Okay. What's your vision? I want to make sure that it's a good fit. There's alignment, that I'm protecting the people who follow me. And, I'm showing respect to everybody, that it has to be a good fit. And sometimes it's like, I say no, because no is a complete sentence and it's empowering, right? I used to be the guy that always said yes. I have learned to say no, to protect my energy and my space.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of times we don't understand. Well, I agree with that, Sean. And I've had I've only had, I've only done this for 8 months, but I've only had 2 times where I was like, oh crap. And meaning the live went on and I was like, this is going in the wrong direction I expected. And I'm trying to pull it back in. Only twice. And I've done it for like every Sunday for the past, whatever. I do have a difference though between my show and something like this where I'm just meeting people. And it's really, this is like more of a space. We're just like, in my opinion, we're collaborating. We're talking about our getting to know each other and just on a public platform. Getting your message out, understanding, how do people want to meet you? What makes you, Sean, decide no to someone? And what trouble did it get you into when you said yes to everything?
So saying yes to everything, actually, at one point we had the church. They stopped calling other people. They're like, just call Sean and his wife. They'll always show up.
Right.
They'll say yes and they'll be there. That was one example. Or I talked about this recently. I started my online business journey over 8 years ago. Learned about coaching, said, hey, this aligns with me, what I love, what my values are, what I believe. This is amazing. And I studied neuro-linguistic programming, and I went, oh, wow, that's some pretty cool stuff, because it can make a change like that sticks if it's done right. But I was jumping on every live I got invited to. And I kept justifying, I'm building a business, I'm building visibility, blah, blah, blah. My marriage was falling apart, Bill. After several months of that, my wife said, she pulled me aside and we had a hard talk. And a few months later, my last client quit, which was web development, and we find out she's 9 weeks pregnant. And that's the story I shared the last time we were in your living room. I'll call this your living room, right? This is the living room where we can chat more openly. Your show more like your office. It's a protected space. There's structure, but this is the living room where we all could just be more open.
Yeah.
I love that. 8 years. It took me 8 years of doing the inner work, because imposter syndrome, or remember I told you I don't like that word. Imposter thoughts took me down. The voice in my head said, "Who's listening to you anyway?" And that was in spite of evidence to the contrary.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
I had people come to me and like, "Sean, that thing you said, wow, it made such a shift."
But you don't see it.
Right. No, you can't. It's just like when you're looking for your phone and you're looking high and low and you can't find it. And when you find it, you're like, "Oh, it was right here next to me on the desk the whole time." We're in tunnel vision. We don't see, we see based on our beliefs.
That's why I love my little thing, because
oh yeah, I've used that several times.
Best. It's the best. And my phone we sit right next to me, and it's white, and I have it on a white table. And I'm like, oh, there you are. Kinga,
Yes.
over to you.
I'm trying to think. I guess I don't know what to add to that really, because I feel like you guys are both sharing, so I'm just kind of absorbing right now. Like I find Sean's story fascinating. So I was a little enthralled with this, like his entire move to Guatemala and like your journey. I haven't heard it before, so that's why
One of the things that I loved about Sean was that, and I believe in this as well, is that I don't like just showing the pretty parts of me, because that's the life that everyone wants to share.
Yeah.
I think it is impressive when we say, look at where we are during our darkest moments and look at how we're overcoming it.
Oh yeah.
To me, that's a powerful story. When Sean and I were talking, because we all have this preconceived idea of who the other person is. But when you meet in a forum like this and we recognize that we're all just humans and we're all going through the same type of shit, different day, I think it helps other people connect with us. By you sharing, I've had struggles, I would be more warm, more comfortable with sharing mine than if I thought that you were like this persona that I have put on the show that I couldn't reach up to.
Exactly. And on the other level too, Bill, that I've learned is a lot of times, I've been there myself, we feel like we're alone.
Yeah.
Like, again, it's our belief that says this happened to me and I'm alone. I don't have anybody to lean on. I don't know where to turn. Nobody could understand this. So by being, and there's a key line here, being vulnerable, being authentic, the line is, or emotional vomit.
Emotional what?
Emotional vomit.
Okay.
Which is when they're just like, their whole nightmare story.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just like, ugh. Your energy, you feel your energy drain, and you're like, especially for me as a highly sensitive, empathic person, it's like I had to learn to be able to hear a story, empathize, but not take a hold of it and carry it with me.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's a skill set.
it's something that takes work and effort to do, especially based on who I am and my personality. But I've seen it again and again and again. I've been in closed spaces where it's raw, protected spaces. And, everybody's sitting there waiting, okay, who's going to go first? I've even seen it in Zoom rooms when you've got entrepreneurs, and it's not about sharing our messy parts. It's like nobody wants to be the first one. But by being ourselves and being open in an appropriate manner, it gives others permission and the realization like, hey, I'm not the only one.
That's exactly why I'm doing this. That's exactly why, because in moments where I felt unseen, and you also pointed this out too, Sean, um, that when we're working so hard and we reach a certain status, people think that we have everything figured out. And that you found a lot of executives, they don't. Like they're broken. And once their world stops spinning, they can't figure out who they are. And while you were speaking in that moment, I believe it or not, guys, I talk to like tons of people, but when I hear people say things that resonate with me, I keep it. Like if you said something rude, I probably wouldn't remember unless it was something so rude I was like pissed. But for the most part, I ingest and keep the parts that made me gravitate towards the person I'm speaking with. And so that lets you know, even though I did still have not clipped that moment for us, that I was hanging on your every word. And, you know, so for that I say thank you. Over to you, Kinga. I like doing that so we know when to talk. And she can say over to you, Sean. So this can keep circling.
Yeah. No, I think, yeah, there's especially with, like, the number of layoffs and everything that's happening. I mean, I just saw the other day that, like, McKinsey's having a massive layoff. I mean, we can go ahead and accept that that's gonna be happening everywhere, right?
Absolutely.
So, there's and I've been in plenty of, high executive, like, networks and stuff where there were just support groups and myself having gone through that, like, the trauma that is everywhere, and yet so it's a shared experience that is going to be, like, like, everywhere, it really is, and I think for people to understand that, um, that it's a normal thing to have, and that, like, if we all just kind of, um, hide and whatever, like, that's not gonna be helpful, but exploring kind of new paths is going to be the new norm. So, I think kind of what you were going through today with Gina, earlier, like, what really makes me passionate and going through this cycle of reinvention, or am I, kind of what am I at is kind of the new norm for a lot of people because there's a lot of shifts that are happening, and whether we see it as opportunity, we're going to go through kind of these roller coasters of emotions, and so I think that's just it's the messy middle of what's kind of happening for a lot of people. So, it's life.
It is, but
Yeah.
even though everyone's going through it, we all also I don't know if it I think it's hard to even take yourself out of it and say, "Oh, this isn't affecting just me." Because when you don't know how you're gonna pay your light bill or this or that, it doesn't make a
Mhm.
difference that everyone's going through it. You're gonna be sitting in the dark with no food. So,
Yeah, that's why yeah, community, like, to have that. Mhm.
all right. Well, I am starving, and I've been doing this for about, what, 2 hours now?
Been at it for a while.
Yeah. So I don't I think the message that we wanted to the environment we wanted to create today and the message that we wanted to give, I think we've said it. And I'd like to go ahead and defer to either one of you guys for closing remarks, but let's be succinct. That's one of the things I'm trying to work on is I can keep a conversation going forever, but I need to be conscious of the people out there. So I'm going to let Sean have his final thoughts, and I'm going to ask Kinga to sign us out. How that sound?
Works for me.
Let's go ahead, Sean.
So I want to highlight something, the power of our words. 'Cause you said something, Bill, and it triggered something for me. I'm trying. One of my mentors said he did that. The person said, I'm trying to be more open to my husband or whatever. He's like, hey, you see that chair right there? Try and pick it up. He's like, no, you're not picking it up. He's like, try to pick it up. He's like, no, now you're picking it up.
Hmm.
You can't try. You're working on
Okay.
it. Because what I learned, I don't like using try because try, I'm giving myself an out. I tried to make it. Sorry, I did. So there's a lot of power in our words. We think
Okay.
we've been led to believe that we're telling the reality, but we're actually creating reality or our reality with our very words. But, and then in wrapping this up, pain is inevitable, right? Kinga was talking about this messy part we're in. We can't deny what's happened.
Absolutely.
There's a shift. Pain is going to happen. But suffering is a choice.
Thank you. You have to say over to Kinga, or we're going to listen to. Okay.
And I guess mine is, to get out of that suffering mode is always remember to give yourself grace, because you have a lot of grace to give others, and, think of yourself in the same way. So, just like I would say, don't be mean to my friend Bill, and I would expect you to say, don't be mean to my friend Kinga or Sean. Um, say that for yourself and others. So we have to remind ourselves of that often. So,
And Kinga, you're supposed to say, with that said, we're signing out.
and with that said, he's out. And I pretend like I'm pressing a button, but I'm not.
All right. Bye, guys. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Actually, I did.
I'm sorry. I don't know why it's not ending.